Hello and welcome to Co-op Shop Streamed, your one-stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And tonight, I'm playing through the Dresden Files Cooperative Card Game. That's a mouthful. But I'm not playing TTS tonight. I am playing on a app that is purchasable through Steam. I think it's also available on iOS and Android, but I'm not sure about that. I know it is available on Steam, and it's multiplayer as well. So that's pretty cool. But I just wanted to warn you before we get too far into this. Dresden Files is a book series. There are quite a few of them out now. I am spoiling the first book a little bit. You've probably already seen there's text on the screen that is talking about the book a little bit. So if you don't want to know anything about the books, if you want to learn about the world, it's a really cool book series. It's about wizards. There are werewolves in it. There are vampires in it. There are demons and fairies in it. Just really neat universe. Jim Butcher made. I really enjoy the book series. I'm actually reading through it with my kids right now, although I'll say it is a little bit more mature content, so you have to decide for yourself whether that's something that you would be okay with for your family or not. But I thought I'd also do something fun because it is Valentine's Day today, and just talk with the chat and see if you guys have any fun Valentine's Day traditions that you do, or if you just hate the hobby as well, or not the hobby, if you hate the holiday as well. We could talk about that while we're going through Stormfront tonight. So I'd love to see some chatting in. Typically for me, my wife and I, before we had kids, we always used to do, because we hated going out, we didn't want to go to crowded restaurants, things like that. So we always did takeout Chinese food and board games. So that is our tradition, but curious to see if you guys have any traditions that you typically do. Now this year maybe we started a new tradition. So we actually started because Tuesday is Fat Tuesday and then Wednesday's Ash Wednesday. So we actually started doing a Mardi Gras celebration today. So we had my mom over and my stepdad, and we did a Mardi Gras tradition today. So that was kind of fun. I made gumbo. My wife made king cake. And we really enjoyed some good Cajun food. So one of my favorite types of food, by the way. I'm Greek, so I love food. If you get to know me, you'll hear me talking about food a lot. Definitely one of my favorite things to do is eat some, obviously any kind of good food, but Cajun food is definitely one of my favorites. So if anybody in the chat wants to chat in anything that you like to do, either for Valentine's Day or something special you've done. I mean, I know we're all in COVID right now, so, any fun ideas is great. I was talking, I think it was on Reddit the other day, and somebody said, it was just a thread on what, I do a Friday thread on Reddit that basically asks, what are you looking forward to playing? And somebody responded that they were going to do a themed night where they were going to theme their board game with their cocktails for the night. And I thought that was a fun idea. I haven't done that before. We've definitely done a full themed night that included board games, but that was food, drinks, everything. But it might be fun just to have like a cocktail night and board games as well. But anyway, let me get a little bit into it. So I have only chosen, if you've only read the first book of the series, I've only chosen stuff from the first book in this. So we have Harry Dresden, we have Susan Rodriguez, who's a reporter, and we've got, why the heck can't I think of her name right now? She is definitely one of the main characters. The head of the police department. It'll come to me. I listen to these books and I talk. Murphy. Oh my gosh. All right. Yes. Karen Murphy is the other one. She's in the police force. So we've got Harry, we've got Susan Rodriguez, and we've got Karen Murphy as our three. So I wanted to choose people just from the first book. They do have characters, though. If you like Dresden Files, this game I think is going to appeal to you more. It is definitely very themed. And again, as soon as we get rid of this story section here, it's going to talk about, you're going to see stuff that happened from the books in here. That's why I said there's a little bit of a spoiler alert if you wanted to read the books later. But I do think it's kind of cool, some of the stuff that's in here. And it definitely is evocative of the book. But you'll see the gameplay is super simple, super streamlined, super straightforward. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's go ahead and go through the story first, because anybody who listens to me knows that's what I like to do. All right, Stormfront. Harry Dresden is the best at what he does. Well, technically, he's the only one at what he does. So, when the Chicago PD has a case that transcends mortal creativity or capability, they come to him for answers. For the everyday world is actually full of strange and magical things, and most of them don't play well with humans. That's where Harry comes in. Take a wizard to catch a, well, whatever. There's just one problem. Business, to put it mildly, stinks. So when the police bring him in to consult on a grisly double murder committed with black magic, Harry's seeing dollar signs. But where there's black magic, there's a black mage behind it. And now that mage knows Harry's name, and that's when things start to get interesting. Magic, it can get a guy killed. All right. So this talks about what happens kind of at the end. So the goal of the game is to you start with 4 foes and you start with 4 cases. That's at least for this first one. I can't remember for the later ones. I've honestly just played through the first one today. But basically at the end, you're going to get some chances to either destroy some foes or beat some cases. And you need the number of cases solved to be greater than the number of foes remaining. All right, so time to prepare. Time to examine the table and form a plan of attack. Select the character portrait. Yeah. All right. So you'll see there are 4 different colors of cards. Good. I started with all 4 of them. So the red cards are attack cards. Those are what you do to defeat the red enemies who are here on the board. Green cards are investigation cards. You use those to put clues on these investigations here, which will defeat those. Yellow are to overcome obstacles. You'll see there's an obstacle right here and another one all the way down here, which isn't great. And then you will see purple cards, which lets you take advantage. And there's some purple cards. Here's one right here, and there's another one right here. So you can use purple cards to get these purple. Now it's all worked around this fate system. So you'll see this card costs 4 fate, costs 4 fate, costs 5 fate, costs 3 fate. And we start with 8 fate. To be honest, I can't remember what the number under it is. I should probably look that up at some point. So 8 is basically what we have at this point. And so we're spending fate, or we're turning these cards in to gain us some fate. Now, I don't have to start with Harry. I could start with Susan Rodriguez as well, and I can look at her cards to kind of see what she's starting with. And this only is in solo game, by the way. You could not... So I don't have a whole lot of attack with her either. Now, everybody has their own deck of cards, but you're not necessarily going to get every card every time you play. Oh, and again, not a lot of attack. So that's one of the ways the game is different every time, is you're going to have different cards. So I'm going to need to do some stuff to get some draws. All right, but I'll kind of go over what a card does. So again, this is an attack card, costs 5 fate. This does 4, and then you see it's 2 here. That means you're going to roll 2 dice, and all the dice have 2 sides that are blank. So don't change your result at all. 2 sides with a plus on it and 2 sides with a minus on it. So if I rolled 2 pluses, that 4 would become a 6. So in this case, instead of doing just 4 hits, I'd do 6. If I rolled 2 minuses, though, those would be, it would knock it down to only doing 2 hits. We can do it at range 3. So all range is measured from the start of the row here. You can either attack the top or the bottom. So range 3, 1, 2, 3. I can attack all the way to here on either row. Now you can see there's only 1 card that I can actually attack, though. So that's where it becomes kind of interesting. And then you notice on the cards themselves, they have these A, B, and C's. So like you'll notice this A here has an input from this A, which is an output. So this is when defeated, remove 2 clues from is Marconia involved. So you'd actually like to kill this card before you ever put a clue on here, or fully solve this card before you defeat this character. So that's kind of key. You don't want to have like 2 or 3 on here when you defeat this, because they're just going to remove 2 of those. And there are some cards that are linked together. So B, active player draws a card and then immediately takes another turn. You can remove, or you can move this card to the furthest range. I'm sorry, that's this card over here. This B over here. This B actually also has an outward arrow that goes to this card. So this card is actually already at the furthest range, so it's not an issue. That's the other place where there's variety. These cards are going to come out. You deal these same 12 cards every time, but they could be in any spot on the board. So there's no specific order to them. So this B also, you cannot add hits to him until this mystery is solved. You cannot add any hits to this. You have to figure out who the Shadow Man is before you can do any damage to the Toad Demon. So, excuse me. So it's kind of cool. Now, this has a C on it with an output. So when solved, add 3 clues to Shadow Man. So you really want to solve this before you go to this. So as you can see, there's some kind of cool combinations. Now, these obstacles get in your way. So until this obstacle is overcome, 1 blank becomes a minus on all die rolls. Now, there's sometimes that's a benefit. Now, again, for something like this card here, that wouldn't be a benefit, right? Because it's 5 plus or minus 2 clues. You don't want a negative here, but sometimes it is in the cost that those that you'll see that. So it's not always just in the number of hits or whatever. So this adds 2 hits to everybody in a column. That would be great for here. So 2, 2, 2, right? That's awesome. And you have some other powers too. You have some once a game abilities that each character has. So Harry has, as your turn, you can flip this card over to do 4 hits to somebody basically who it would defeat. And then also when you discard cards for points, you can move an obstacle or an advantage card forward or backward 1 space. All right, so we do have 2 obstacles. This one's no bueno. I want to get rid of this as soon as possible. Well, hey, Harry's got a range 1, cost 1 card that says overcome an obstacle. That's great. This one I also want to, because all attacks are +1 fate. So if I want to do this attack, it's not going to cost me 4, it's going to cost me 5. So at some point I want to overcome this obstacle. But let's start with Harry and have him start by overcoming this obstacle. And then we'll go through all the characters as we get to them. All right, so I could turn it in to get that 1 fate, but no, instead I'm going to do this to overcome that obstacle, and that is gone. So now it's Susan Rodriguez's turn. So she can overcome an obstacle at range 3, which that's too far for me. But let's see what she can do. All right, so let's look at this card. Fate 3, 2 hits with a star, so that means something's going on. If the attack does not defeat a target foe, add 2 plus or minus 1 clue to any case. Ooh, that's kind of nice. But I don't really want to attack until I get rid of this Morgan card here. So let's start working on something. So when I do this, this is going to... Oh, that's right. This one I either want to finish before or after dealing with these guys. But I'm not going to do any attacks right now. And to be honest, I don't know how many attacks I'm going to do. So reminder, I have 4 foes remaining on the board and 0 cases solved. I just need to solve more cases than there are foes on the board at the end of the game. So this is only range 1. It's 4 fate. But I'm going to... Oh, let me see what this one is. So this costs 5. If investigation solves the case, add that many hits to a foe. So this one wants her to solve the case. This one doesn't want her to defeat. But we're not at the point of solving a case, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this investigate to put... I mean, this would be almost done, so let's do that. I'm just not going to kill the goons, and I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to put 4 clues on this, and that is Susan Rodriguez's turn. All right, Karen Murphy. Oops. So I forgot to look at Susan's abilities. I will in a minute. So once a game, as your turn, flip this card over to collect a fame point for each foe with a hit or case with a clue. So you really want to damage a lot of stuff for Karen to work. And when you discard a point for add a clue to the case at the longest range. So again, the case at the longest range, well here it's not very far. It's going to be this one right here. I'd add a clue to that. So I think that is what she's going to do, because she's never going to overcome something at range 1. She might take advantage of something at range 1, but again, here's 1 and here's the other purple thing. So that's probably not going to happen. She doesn't really have a whole lot of expensive. Oh, so here's one where the negative actually helps me, right? Because it's 3 plus or minus 2. But with, with that obstacle I just took out, on the board, it would have actually made it one of those blanks into a minus. So that actually would have helped me. Now, if I turn it into gain the fame, which I'm going to do here. All right, I'm going to do this. I turn it into gain the fame. So I get 1 fate for that. And then I also get to do hers. When you discard, add a clue to the thing at the longest range. So that's that. So now to Harry's turn. Kind of want to do this, but I got to move this. So I can reach this at range 3 plus or minus 2. Now, I don't want to gamble on this because I have nothing to sway that one way or another. I'd love to get this closer. Well, the nice part is when Harry discards a card, he can move an obstacle or an advantage forward or back one space on either row. So I am going to discard a card with him. So he's going to do this. He's probably not going to take an advantage at range 1. But I am now going to get to use his special, which will allow me to move this one space closer. And now that's at range 3, so he can certainly do it himself. Let's look at Susan's 2 special things. All right, so one time a game, as your turn, flip this card over to choose any one player, including yourself, to draw a card. That player takes the next turn. So pretty simple. Draw a new card. And I might want to do it for Harry, or actually even Karen, because I need more damaging cards and I don't have very many right now. So that might help me draw one, because since I don't have many in my hand, that means they're probably in my deck. All right, when you discard for fame points, you may add a clue to the case at the shortest range. Well, that's kind of nice, because this case or this case are the 2 at the shortest range. So what's this? If an investigation solves the target case. All right, so we either want her to solve with that. She does have 5, so that's 4. That would solve that. And then she could do 3+1 hit to any one foe. Let's do that. I mean, it's overpaying by 1 because I only need 3 here, but that's okay. I want to do that there. That uses all of that. So, so she actually got minus. Wait, Actually, it looks like it went even. So it's just the 3. It was plus or minus 1. She rolled a blank. So 1/3 chance of getting each. Okay, so we've got stuff we can work on. Now, at this point, all right, 4 hits effect defeats a foe. Add 2 hits to any one foe. So I want to keep that. That's really good. But I got a lot of stuff that gives me clues. Let's see what this one is. If an investigation solves a case, draw a card. That's really good. If I could get something really close, I could use that to draw a card. I probably should have done that. All right, you know what? I'm going to turn this in and hope to get more fate, because it's only 2 clues. It is range 3, but they're all pretty close. I'm going to use this to get some clues. All right. Oh, 13 is how many I have in the pool. Oh, I got a +1 and a -1, which puts it right back to 3. So 3 + 1 -1, so I get 3. And then she puts another clue on the one at the furthest range. All right, so let's go to Harry. And sorry, may move an obstacle or an advantage. Well, we said he wants to get rid of this obstacle, because then we can start attacking stuff. I'm going to do this. Even if the range is -1, I'm going to get it. So let's go and roll. So it is -1, so range is only 2. -1 and a blank gets me range 2, but that's okay. This card's at range 2. All attacks cost +1 fate. Not anymore, they don't. Goodbye, obstacle. All right, let's go back to Susan Rodriguez. And as you can see, it's a pretty quick game. Let's see. She's never going to need to overcome an obstacle, and that is 4 fate. So that seems pretty good. So we'll do it for 4, and then I think she puts one at the closest one. So I get to pick which one. Add 3 clues to who is the Shadow Man. I mean, it seems like it makes sense to solve that first, to add clues to that one. All right, let's see what Murphy can do. So she can use those 4. If an investigation solves the case, which it wouldn't do, or this is 3 at range 1, which seems pretty good. If it defeats a foe, this actually could possibly defeat that foe. Now, she doesn't have 5 is the problem. All right, advantage at range 2. I could use that to potentially get max beer here, but I don't like that plus or minus 1. I mean, it's 1 in 3 chance of it just fizzling for nothing. All right, you know what? This is only 2 clues for 4 fate. That doesn't seem worth it, even if it does potentially let me draw a card. So add it to the furthest case. Let's go back to Harry. All right, does somebody have 4 or less life? He does. Actually, Harry could just defeat him right now. He could also do this to do 2 hits to everybody on the row, which actually seems like a really good expenditure. So I'm going to do Pyro Fuego and just do 2 damage to everything on this row. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Yeah, that 9 underneath, that is the pool. So maximum 13 is the highest you can ever get. All right. I mean, this could get me 4 fate. I mean, I feel like I got to do it. I got to defeat this or just have Harry move this at some point. I'm going to do this. Hopefully it rolls plus. Nope, 3. I still get 3. And then she's going to add 1 to the shortest range. So we'll do another one here. All right, Karen, what are you going to do? So I've got some stuff. Protect feats. Add 2 hits to another foe. So it's 4 plus or minus. Feels a little bit like a waste over here. Because, I mean, even if I get -2, it will defeat it. So that's good. But to pay 5 to, like, I don't know. I don't think so. So 3 clues at range 1 seems good. Or, oops. What's her raw determination? As your turn, flip this card over. Collect a fame point for each. That's right. So this is a good way. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually would love to get a little something on here. Oh, this is only 1 to take this advantage. Yeah, all right. I'm going to do her determination to get 5 more fate. So 12. That gives me plenty of stuff to work with here. All right. So 5 plus or minus 2 at range 1. Or what's this one? Add 2 clues to all cases in a row. So it would add 2 and 2, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But I want to get 1 here. Oh, never mind. I just did Karen's thing where she does that. If I do 5 here, that seems good. And then I could do 2 to all the things in a row if I want. All right. I mean, it could be plus or minus 2. So who knows? Plus 2. Come on. Boom, boom. Plus 1, minus 1. All right. So it's still just a 5. And that'll go right on here. So I am 2 away from beating that one. All right. So what's her special again? Oh, have somebody draw a card and then it will be their turn. Yeah. I'm going to do that for Karen. I know she's got some good cards to beat some enemies in there. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so Susan has used her ultimate to have Karen Murphy draw a card and get to go. What did she? She got an overcome. That's not wonderful. Although she can discard it. Oh, see, here's the problem. Here's something I didn't think about. So every turn that somebody goes, like, or can't go, then bad stuff happens. So you want to end all your cards at the same time. So I really actually need to get some of these, like speed potions and things like that. Immediately take another turn and move that to the end of the row. That part doesn't matter. I'd really like to get max beer over here. So what does this do? 3 at range 1. All right. I'm going to spend this 1 and hopefully that gets me the speed potion. Come on. Oh, -1. So nothing. No valid targets. Waste of a card. That will happen sometimes. All right. So, oh, and Harry's almost out of cards too. All right. So all clues in a row, or all things in a row, get 2 clues on them. That's fine. That'll defeat this one. So now I've solved 2 cases. Do need to do some damage. I should have had Harry draw the card. Why didn't I realize how many cards Karen has? Oh my gosh. All right. So this will take a advantage at range 1. Well, there's no real stuff at range 1 that I want to do. So I'm going to turn it in to get fame points. And that puts 1 on here. All right, so Karen can investigate at range 1. She can also attack if it defeats, add 2 to another one. All right, so it attacks at range 3. There's no way I'm going to defeat that. I can't do damage to this yet while this is out. I mean, I can definitely guarantee to kill this. But if I do 4 to this, that'll get it up to 6. I'm trying to figure out if Harry can defeat anything with his ultimate. Because Harry can defeat this one, so I don't really need to defeat that. I mean, there's just... All right. Karen's going to shoot this one and hope for +2. Come on. Come on, +2. Oh, I don't have enough. So let's do this, and let's pray we roll a plus. All right. So that's 4 fate we're getting. It would have cost 4, of course. All right. So when you discard for fate points, add 1 to that one. All right. So it's good to end with a lot of fate. All right. So he's got to kill somebody. All right. So do 1 to 4 to him. And now we're about to see what happens, because I don't remember, when she can't do anything on her turn. So we can pass. All right. Passing costs 1, so you just have to pay 1. Are you sure you want to pass? Alternatives, you can start the showdown. No, not ready to start the showdown. Karen's still got some stuff she can do. So every time. So now when Harry comes up back to back, I'm going to be spending 2. And I don't think I have a choice. So actually, if I spend this right here to do 5, so I'm probably going to use this to gain 5 and then start the showdown. So I'm just going to put 3 clues on one of these. I don't have to solve them both. So this is 6 away and this is 5 away. So I'm going to add to here. And now it's only 2 away. And you'll see why when we get to this final showdown part. Because again, we do have a chance to do some more stuff at the end. All right, so Harry can't do anything but skip. Pass turn. Yep, I'm going to lose 1 there. Susan is also going to pass the turn. Could start the showdown, but instead she's going to pass. So yeah, giving Susan the card was the worst possible idea. But that's all right. So she is going to turn this in to get 5 fate. And she also puts 1 on. Now the question is, do I put it on here to pretty much guarantee it? Or if I put it here, this will get up to, you know what? I'm going to put it here to pretty much guarantee it. It only needs 1 more. Harry's going to go, and he is going to start the showdown. Oops, I think I click here. All right, let's do the showdown. So, I'm ready. So let's see how this showdown works. Okay, so I can only do it on 3 cards. So it's impossible to beat this one. It would be possible to beat this, but I need to get 6 clues on it. This one gives me 3 plus 6 die roll for 4 fate. I only have 6 total. So this gives me 2 plus 5 dice rolled, and I only need 1 point for 2 fate. So that seems worthwhile. Let's start there. Oh, and they were all pluses. Oh man, that was really good. But, so, here's a problem. I'm not likely to do either of these things. So I'm going to do this one, which would be all 4 of the remaining fate that I have. I should have really, well, I mean, I didn't have many attack cards. So I believe I need to solve more cases than foes remaining. So I've got to get all my pluses again on this one. So 3, I need 3 pluses on this one. I got 2 pluses, but I also got a minus. So I only added 4 to it. Let's close it. So yeah, getting that one close to the end, even if I had put 1 there, I wouldn't have done it. Hell's bells. Harry just can't. Better luck next time. You know what? This was a quick game. I'm going to try it again. I don't have to explain as much this time, just so you can see the difference. So again, all these cards are the same, but if you see, man, you got this unbeatable guy right up front to start. And let's see if I get some more attacks this time. So I can overcome an obstacle. That is always good to be able to do early, and then attacking costs more. So I have a couple more attacks this time. I got some overcoming obstacles. Let's see. What do I want to do first? Let's look at kind of the layout of the board. I'd love to get rid of this first. So I really would like a 2 range remove an obstacle or something to get this at range 2, which Harry can actually do. So let's see. That might be the best option, is to start with Harry. But let's see what Susan has in terms of cards. Oops. Overcome an obstacle at range 2, 3. Cost 4 fate. Overcome 1 obstacle. Collect. So you get some of that back. So it really only kind of costs 2, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You do have to spend it, but you get it right back. All right, I like that. Let's look at Karen and what her cards are. 1 fate for range 2, but plus or minus. We saw how that worked out last time. Oh, here you go. Range 2 for 1. All right, so Karen's going to start first. So I'll click here. Karen will be my starting character. Let's do this. All right, so 1 fate. She can take max spear. Call for backup and speed. Draws active player draws a card and then immediately takes another turn. You may move this one to the end of the row. Remember, unbeatable? Yes, I do want to move it to the back of the row. Absolutely. And there are some characters that can even like switch monsters from rows, which is again good for when Harry can hit everything in a row. All right, so she's going to take another turn. Oh, boom. Overcome an obstacle at range 1. Yes, please. Now I don't got to worry about that negative every time I roll. That worked out well. Ooh, for 3 fate, overcome an obstacle at range 3, but plus or minus. I mean, the other thing he could do is discard something to move it 1 closer. Let me look. Can she get rid of something? For 4 at range 3. Oh, and get some back. All right, so I'm going to let her take care of that. So you know what, Harry? I'm going to move Max Beer a little bit closer so we can try to get that. All right, so Harry's going to do this. He's going to turn it in. So he discards the blue beetle. He's going to get 3, and he gets to move either an obstacle or one of these advantage cards. And I'm going to move that one closer because that lets all my characters draw a card. Well, it's active character draws a card, and then you get 2 cards to divide among the other characters. So, that is done for Harry. Let's see what Susan wants. Or no, yeah, Susan wants to do. She was going to get rid of this. So it is 4 fate, which is expensive, but again, if she overcomes it, which she will, she's going to gain fate points back. She rolls a minus, so unfortunately she only gets 1 back. That's okay. It was 3 for a 3 range thing. I'm okay with that. I mean, that's pretty standard. All right, this advantage, she could use it and get lucky to get that beer there. But you know what? Let's start overcoming some of these obstacles. So when I solved this one, we put clues here. And then, oh, the goons are here. They'll remove from here. So I'm not worried about that. So she's got 4 plus or minus 1 fate. But that's only at range 1. So I can't do that. So let's see. If investigation solves the case, had 3 clues to any case. That seems good. Investigation solves the case. Draw a card. So she really likes solving cases. I was wrong last time. I thought... So Harry's the one that does damage. She solves cases, which makes kind of sense if you know the books. All right, so we're going to put 3 on this one and call it good. What's Harry want to do? All right, add 2 clues to all cases in a row. I mean, I do want to do that, but no, I don't, because Marconi's goons are here, and I'm going to kill them at some point. I could do 2 to everybody on this row, which would just be those, or 2 plus 2 hits at range 1. That's not as useful as I was hoping. Advantage. Yeah, you know what? Take 1 advantage up to range 2. I'm just going to do this and move that advantage 1 closer. -1, so I only got 1 fade out of that. But I am going to move this 1 closer. Alrighty. Susan Rodriguez. So she will... I mean, there's no more obstacles to overcome, so she could just kind of slow play and get some fate back here. But she also puts 5 clues on something, which seems pretty good. Ooh, 4 clues, which isn't going to solve it. You know what? Oh, she doesn't have 5, though. Okay, so I am going to get rid of this because I can never use it. There's no valid targets. And that will put 1 on the case of the shortest range. All right, we're going to do this. We want this up to 4. So Karen... Oh, my... Kevlar vest. She could try to do that. You know what? Let's do it. For 1 fate, it's worth it. Roll it. Even. Minus. No! So waste. That's twice. Come on, Karen. I needed that. All right. 1 fate at range 1. Well, I don't have it at range 1. So you know what? Harry's just going to... Wait a minute. What did Susan need? So she puts 5 on, or 4. If it solves it, add 3 plus or minus hits to any foe. So she needs 5, but she'll only put 4 on. You know what? Do I have anybody who can get an advance if he doesn't? Oh, range 1. Okay, so yeah. If I do this to get that, then I can move Max Beer 1 closer. Let's do that. All right. And then Susan can use this 1 fate card to get Max Beer, which, again, draws her a card, and then we'll give 1 card to Harry and 1 to Karen. Again, keeping it even, unlike last time where I spread it stupidly. And then had extra cards at the end that I had nothing to do with. All right, so there's really no more obstacles. She could do this at any point. 5 fate. Yep, that's what she's going to do then. And then she'll add clues to +1. Sweet. So she gets 4 fate for our team. And then she uses her gun to add a clue to the one at the longest range, which is over here. Which is good, because if you remember, I want stuff on a lot of things when I get to, I forget who it is, but one of their ultimates. The more stuff I have out, the better. All right, so we are going to, so 4 cards left here. 4 cards left here on Susan, and I'm pretty sure Karen also has 4. She might have 3. She only has 3. Okay, good to know. All right. So I could do 2 to everything. I think I should do that, although I only have 8 there. I mean, I could do this to put, it's only 2 clues. For 1 more, I could put 4 out. I could do it down here even to really make it when Karen does her thing, I get even more out. Or I could start just blowing stuff up also. 2 hits at range 1. All right. You know what? I feel like I'm going to need to do this, so I'm going to do it here. I know I'm spreading out, which isn't great, but if we remember, it's not Susan's, but Karen's when I use hers. So how many cards does Harry have? I think he's down to 3 now. 3 with his ultimate. She's got 4 with her ultimate. So if I want somebody to take an extra turn, I guess I want it to be Karen. If I use my ultimate right now, I mean, the other option is to, if the attack does not defeat a target, add 2+1 clues to any case. But this one, well, these are both 5. So that's just not going to happen. You know what? I need to get her some fate. So I'm going to do this. Oh, wait a minute, because I'm about to get 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to make sure it's not too much fate. So if I do this, to not defeat a foe, add clues to a case. That actually seems pretty good. All right, let's do that. I am going to, so I can't defeat this before I defeat Marcone's involvement. That's going to be key for me to remember. It's -1. So it's going to be -1. So that I want to put here, I think, because then when I defeat this, 4 clues will let me do it. So I need 5 fate when I get back to Susan, and that'll be perfect. All right, so 5 fate when I get back to Susan. So Karen is actually going to do her ultimate, Raw Determination, and that gets me for everything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fate. That's the number of things that have tokens on it, basically. All right, so Harry can blow some stuff up. That's what he does, but I need to have 5 fate when it comes back to her. So 2 clues isn't the best. I'd rather have the 3 fate. Then I can move stuff around if I want, but there's not even anything he can move around, so I'm just going to get the fate right now. Build myself up. And Susan, here we go. So she adds 4 to this. This will add 4, and then she gets to add more to another case, which seems good. All right. Rodriguez uses Exposed to investigate him. Yep. All right, that gets rid of that. And then she rolls a blank. So I can add 3 to another case. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 damage to an enemy. All right, so the problem is, again, I don't want to defeat this. Although, I mean, I'm really only losing 1. But it's still 1. 3 damage will get him within 2, so Fuego will end up killing him. That's not the end of the world there. All right. I mean, that's an attack only at range 1. I still have 4. Oh, I'm 5 there. Ooh. No. Investigation solves it. Investigation solves it. So she wants to solve these things. But actually, by putting 1 here, these are at range 3, so it could be here. By using this, I mean, 4 hits is so good, though. Gosh, can I really afford to get rid of that? This is only 2 clues. It does let her draw a card, but we found out last time we don't necessarily want a million cards. So she adds a clue to the longest case range, so that's that one. So it's getting it closer. Now Harry's going to bomb this and just take those 2 away, so that was actually not the smartest thing I could have done there. Or just do 2 for 1 fate. I mean, does that extra for it could only be 1 extra fate. Yeah, putting this here was not the best thing. How much fate do I have? 4 is a lot for 2 damage. But I do want to kill this thing, so I'm doing it. 4 to this row. Hits both of them for 2. Now, of course, that takes those away, which, again, was stupid. But it's fine. It's fine. Nothing to see here. Oh! 5. Of course, I don't have 5. So I could do 2 hits at short range. But you know what? I'm going to do this to get fate. And she's going to put it on the shortest one, so that's that. So that only has 4 now. Can Karen take care of 4? Plus or minus, if it solves it, through 3 clues to any one case. Oh man, seems so worth it to potentially. I mean, I'd need to roll a plus 1 in 3 chance, but it could totally solve that case. Or I spend this and I do 4 here, which means Harry would be able to kill it pretty easily. I'll see if I can do a little bit more here before Karen has to roll on it. All right, so let's roll. Plus, so that cost me 5 fate instead of 4, which wasn't great, but that's okay. 4 damage here. Doom. Alright, so has 3 life left. Harry's just going to use his ultimate to kill it. So now only 2 foes remaining. So if I could solve all these cases, I win, or if I could somehow blast. Alright, well, there's no way I can do this, so just got to do this to gain 5. That lets me pick one of these to put it on. Well, again, I think Karen's going to get that one, so I'll just do it here. Oh, that would have put it 1 closer. What was I thinking? Ah, too late to go back now. That was stupid. All right, come on, +1. -1. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I want to get all of these as close as possible. Man. I'm not playing well again. I mean, he's just going to have to turn this in because there's no one at range 1. Forzare! Alright, I have not played well again. I have not shown you guys the best gameplay for this. Alright. Who do I want to draw a card? I want Karen, because Karen, again, is really good at investigating. So let's have her draw a card and take a turn. That's her ultimate. So she got an attack. 5 fate, so that's pretty high. Range 3. But I don't have the fate for that. If the attack defeats the foe... Yeah, it's not looking good again, because I'm going to have to get all of these done. Oh no, I only need to get 2 of them done to get to 3. Alright, so this is 4 away. This is 4 away. So I got a shot. Let me take all 5 of that fate. Oh, and I'm going to add 1, but I think I add 1 to the furthest one with Karen. That's okay. You know what? Gets me 5 more fate to work with. The longest range. Yeah, it's that one. That gets it to 7. It's not, that one's not likely to happen. Alright, we're doing it. End game. Let's do the showdown, baby. I am ready. It's time for the showdown. Now, again, these don't have any hits on them, so I am not even allowed to do this. So I have 8. I'm going to do 4 and 4, I think. And if I get this one, And if I get this one, I'm good. Boom! Oh, 3 minuses, 2 pluses. That's not going to do it. I only have 4 more. That would just get me to a tie. So I think I have to do 2 and 2. And just hope to get lucky here. Okay, there you go. That's another case solved. Let's see if we can get the ritual double murder. Wait, what? No! No! Alright, well, there you've seen it. Stormfront, ironically, I beat it when I played it the one time. I was like, oh, this game's easy. And so I like it. If you like the Dresden Files theme, look, it's not the most thematic game in the world, but if you see the characters, you see what they do, it makes sense with what they do. If you like the book series, which I do, it's a really good game, and it's on sale right now on Steam. Of course, if you see this in the future, it'll be on sale again. You know how sales work, but I don't know. For the price, I think it's worth it. If you like the book series, it's a lot of fun. And I actually got one for me, and I'm getting one for my son because we both like the book series, and that'll allow us to play through the games together. Is it the most, tactical game in the world? No, it's not. But there's a lot of fun decisions to be made. And as you can see, I made some bad ones when I put, I was trying to solve that one case, but then I defeated the enemy, which took all the whatever it is, progress off of those cases. So, that those 2 points might have been the difference between me beating it and not beating it. In fact, I think I did need 2 more points. So, it comes down to that sometimes. There's definitely choices to be made. Certainly, there's going to be some luck involved as well. But if you like this series, I do like the game. Is it the greatest game ever? No. But you saw how fast it was. I got 2 games done in 30, 45 minutes. So if you're looking to, and that was with teaching you guys and talking through everything. So definitely would have been much faster if I wasn't doing all that. So I don't know. I like it. I would say give it a shot if you have any interest in the series. And thanks for joining me. And we will be back soon to play another game with you guys. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.